After my partner left, I'm sailing on with the help of Scotsmen. This episode covers the short journey from Helmsdale to Wick. There, I had to find a new crew member and had time to visit the town. This is a video of my series Adventures with my Trawler Yacht Whitehorse, a Grand Banks 36. As usual, first a short overview of this episode. On the first day, the retired harbour master of Helmsdale assisted me to get to Wick. There I could find a new crew member, the local fisherman John Sutton, with not only a lot of knowledge on boating, but also of the strong currents and seas in this region. Then I had time to visit the whisky distillery Old Pulteney and the Wick Heritage Museum before getting an excellent English meal. Let's have a look at the map. This first stage was rather short. It was only 54 kilometers, or a bit over 3 hours from Helmsdale to the large harbour of Wick in northern Scotland. The weather was fine and the sea very calm. It was a shock awakening in the morning at 5:30. The retired harbour master had told me that he would come over at 6 a.m. and that we then had to leave, because departing would only be without problems when the tide was high. So I had put my alarm clock at 5:30, and just when it went off, my new colleague was already knocking at the door. As fast as I could, I dressed and started the engine. He was urging to get on our way, so there was no time to install and start the camera. The trip along the coast was interesting. Very high and steep cliffs mark the border between sea and land. Some single rocks were standing out against the waves, and I was shown a steep path locals had to take to get from their village on top of the cliff to the sea. The time flew, and soon we had reached Wick Harbor. It was large, but we found our guest berth, and soon we walked into the harbour master's office. The harbour master was already informed that I was looking for an assistant to sail on to the Orkney Islands. He had contacted John Sutton, a local fisherman with good knowledge of the partly dangerous currents in this area, and soon John entered the office. I could explain him my situation and my wish to find a good crew member that would help me to get safely first to Kirkwall, then to Larwick on the Shetland Islands, and finally over the North Sea to Norway. After some talks, where we could find out whether we could match, he agreed to join me the next day to my trip to Kirkwall. I was very thankful and relieved. The rest of the afternoon I could relax, visit the town and get some fill-up of my groceries. Then I took a short trip through the Old Pulteney Whisky Distillery, where I joined a guided tour. It was very interesting, and the bottle of whisky I had bought had given me many good memories. Back in the centre again, I visited the Wick Heritage Museum. Although rather modest from the outside, it turned out to have a fantastic collection of old tools, boats, and many other pieces of memory. They were also very interested in hearing of my partner's family members who brought over Norwegian immigrants during World War II. Finally, I treated myself to a good Indian meal at the Spice Tanduri. Not only was the food tasty and spicy, as the name indicates, but also the service was very friendly. Then I returned to my boat to get a good sleep after an eventful day. In the next episode, we are traveling further north to Kirkwall on the Orkney Islands. If you liked this episode, please consider to subscribe free of charge to my YouTube channel using your Google Gmail account, and don't forget to press the like button. I'm looking forward to you being my guest in my next episode. Until then, goodbye.